Hello and welcome to One on One. So with me today is one of the 3-time National Award actresses. She's one of the highest paid actresses, has won several Filmfare Awards, but somehow, well, I think you know better why controversies always surround you, Kangana. So you know, you always have this complaint also that your achievements are not talked as much as your controversies. So now, 10 days after the whole event has happened, have you calmed down? Any introspection has happened or anything, any thoughts?
Well, I think I'm always, if you see, I don't operate from a hyperactive space. I am always very calm and always very, look at you, you're laughing. You know, I don't think.
But it's so contrary to people what they see on camera, you know, what is being covered of you. It's very contrary of that. It's almost like Kangana hamesha gusse mein rehti hai.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
I do get angry, but no, it's not that I'm hamesha gusse mein rehti hu. I just feel that yes, it has all started after, I think, Tanu Weds Manu somewhere. That is the time where I felt that how very systematically it was the way the whole system functioned, very systematically. Even around that time, I have had trial for the film people, and nobody showed up, and you know, like there are colleagues who had even arranged for screenings and just did not show up, you know. So I did feel a bit humiliated, and I felt that it's a bit odd because these are the people I meet so often, and nobody's talking about my film. And the very year also the Best Actress award also was given to somebody else.
Yes.
It's only later on that it just became a very big performance. And of course in Rangoon and in Simran, obviously the films didn't work, and you can't expect people to talk about it. But again, the same thing was repeated in Manikarnika, what they had repeated in Tanu Weds Manu, you know. And I think the trick is to get a very mediocre performance, to, you know, and a whole industry starts to really brag about that mediocre performance before the best performance you could ever get from somebody, and then everybody starts to brag about it, and when 100 people starts to say, and you sit back and you think maybe it could be true, you know. Because it's very subjective, art is very subjective.
Correct.
So I think it is very strange place to be in, that and to see people so threatened by you, I really do not see why. But I think a friend told me that mediocrity get really threatened by talent, and I would really see no other explanation to this behavior. So yeah, I am also retaliating out of that frustration, that you know, you cannot just make one mediocre performance again this time around and make a fool out of everyone, and just because everyone's just seeing the film quietly, you know, but nobody is talking about it. Why is that? So I think it was long due.
You spoke about 100 people talking, so you know that gets people thinking kuch to hoga. So on that point, you just came back from Isha Foundation, Isha Ashram, and you know you talk about spirituality and all. Of course, you've given an interview related, but I wanted to ask that, you know, we are always told that when you are in middle of maybe a heated argument or some very high emotions are running around, take a step back, think, and you know, maybe revisit it after a few days. Has that happened to you, or do you maybe feel, have you seen the whole incident now when you see, do you think that maybe it could have been handled a different way, or some other outcome would have, you know?
To my credit, it's not that I did not try to handle it a different way, because I am a very approachable person, and you know, if I have had any doubts about somebody's reporting, and you would know that, Ilika, you know, I like to message directly and be like, really, did you mean that? Or and also the films, my films that did not work, I have actually had, you know, with critics, we have session where I try to see how I could better myself. I mean, it will only help me. It's not about me. And with this said person, I feel that you know, when we had Manikarnika success party in my house, we had a huge media interaction in the lobby, and there also we tried to interact with this person, but there was such a big showdown. You know, he started to yell and he started to scream that because you're late and we will cancel the press conference and you cannot ill-treat us and this and that. And I was like, I asked my PR that what's going on here, and she's like, he just came 2 minutes before. So there is seriously like a hater, you know, that you have to deal with. And when you see a celebrity on stage, you think I'm gonna pin her down here is not what will work with me. So I look back and I say I could have handled it in any other way. Well, I do not see a scope of that. I never brought this history before, because obviously I don't want to turn the said person into a national villain, because just because I have the platform. I still do believe that he is just a hater, and that's why I told everyone I do not even consider him a journalist. He is just a hater. So, so yeah, this is the only way to deal with haters. I mean, I do not see any other way. How else am I supposed to approach him? I do not know.
You've been in the industry for 14 years now? 14 years?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so you know, there have been a lot of altercations with colleagues from the industry. There have been legal cases going on which are pending. A lot of things over the years that have happened. But do you ever, you know, when, as in the earlier interview you were saying, when you're off day, when you're not doing anything, just being in your bed, you think that maybe you might be wrong in some part, or maybe, or ever you have reached out to that person, or maybe tried to mend ways or something on that?
Well, yes, you see, the thing is that there's always an alternate life you can have, isn't it? There's always that choice that you have. And unfortunately, how the worldly interactions are, whenever, like, you know how Vivekananda says that you cannot add or subtract a single atom into this universe. It is what it is. So if you gain something, someone loses something somewhere.
Yes.
So my success has come because of a result of many people must have lost. This place that I have made for myself, unfortunately, is I must have pushed, even in a train when you stand, you push 10 people and you make a place for yourself. So the same way in a professional life, the nature of professional life is such that it's not bhiksha, isn't it? It is not something that you give out of willingness. I do not go every morning and ask for bhiksha, that give whatever you can out of willingness. I go out there and I grab what I want to get. So don't you think there are going to be 100 people who are going to hate me for being who I am and where I am, and the same goes for you. The job or the position that you have, there are 5 waiting for you to just drop down and just die so that they can have your place. Unfortunately, that is the nature of worldly interaction. The other option we always have, that do not step out of your house, just be inside your house, lock down the room and just be happy with whatever you get served and live very peaceful life.
That will happen when Kangana retires.
Well, in retirement also, I do not think if you want to live like that also, then some neighbor would say, oh, okay, well, that is my land where you're sitting because you seem so inactive. You'll give up on that also. You'll say, okay, fine. So that's not the nature of the world. You cannot hope to be peaceful till you're alive. You've got to, if you have dreams, if you have ambitions, unfortunately, you will rub people the wrong way. And I strongly believe, and I know each one of them, people who are so-called offended with me and are upset with me all the time. If I did not have success, if I did not have the spine that I have today, oh, they would love to forget all about me, trust me. They would love to forget about me. They would love whether their children have failed and I've made it. They would love to forget, to erase me from the planet and to forget about me, rather have me as a failure. It will give them a lot of you know, sort of hope in life. Whether it's an ex who is seething in pain is because of my success, he would love to forget about me, trust me. Whether it is a contemporary who has put her PR machinery behind me, she would love to not have me around. It is not me that is bothering me. It is my success that is bothering, sorry, it's not me that is bothering them. It is my success that is bothering them. So the choice is mine, whether I want to be inside the room or outside the room.
Another thing that is always talked about is Kangana chooses to be not on social media, but is always on social media.
Yeah, that is strange.
Yeah, that is actually true, because you know, either there are hashtags going on, either your sister Rangoli is tweeting something or the other. So I mean, you have clarified that of course she checks with you before tweeting, but then, you know, like a Varun Dhawan or a Taapsee Pannu, first of all during Manikarnika you said that nobody appreciated or spoke about the trailer. But now when Judgmental has the trailer released, both of them spoke, but then Rangoli shot back at them, and that was that. So, I mean, why can't there just be like an appreciation? Okay, fine, they have tweeted, thank you very much. So, what's going on there?
Well, I think not talking about these two individuals, but I think the problem here is that when a martyr's film comes, it is not just my film, isn't it? Like there are things that are, like I said, there are everything in whole day we do for ourselves, and then sometimes we extend, our petty motives, and we go beyond ourselves, whether it is a film on, say, environment or water conservation or nationalism, a martyr. It is a collective, a film for collective well-being, a film for collective harmony, peace, integrity of the nation. You are not, just because you are such a small person, you're going to hide in your hellhole when that comes out, and you're going to come out just because, now you want to look like, like fair and lovely. So there is going to be a price to pay. So I think yeah, there will be a price to pay, isn't it? I mean, and also social media is for, as far as I know, Twitter is something that people write their whatever there is on their mind.
Into 240 characters.
Yeah, whatever that is they're going on. And to Rangoli's credit, I don't think she, it is not something that she's, like she's writing on her wall. You want to read, you don't want to read, or you can.
That's it. Twitter gives you an option.
Unfollow her. She's just putting her opinions out there, and she is also entitled to her opinion. Just because she's my sister, she doesn't have to be. So I just feel it's just fair.
Okay, so but then we were on Taapsee. We SpotboyE interviewed her yesterday for Mission Mangal, her film coming up. We did ask her about the Sasti copy tweet that Rangoli messaged her. So I'll read out the exact thing what she said, but I mean, to yours, you should be surprised what she answered. She said, I don't know which roles have I imitated her in. If she thinks I am a copy of her in a way, sasta or mehenga, I take it as a compliment. Because she's really good, she's really a good actor. So if I am a copy in any way, I think I take it as a big compliment.
Yeah, well, that is, I mean, that is very gracious of her.
She also said you're one of the highest paid actors, so of course in reference to that she becomes a
She's very gracious of her, very gracious of her to say that, and in any way, I think we as contemporaries, we like inspire each other. She's not somebody she started in South just around the same time I did, and we're contemporaries. So many times, consciously, subconsciously, we inspire each other. I feel whether it is, Deepika's infectious, the fitness routine, or it is, Alia's chirpiness, or it is Katrina's, miscongeniality, personality. It's always something that you subconsciously get from each other. Karina is being just so consistent with her work. I feel that it's okay. It's okay if, and contemporaries always get kind of this thing. But like I said, if things are in light spirit, they should be taken lightly. I mean, people, I feel when it comes to me and my sister, everything becomes too serious, and when people taking digs at us, it's funny. So I think we should look at it the same way. I don't think when she did not say anything which is, she was also taking dig the way
everybody does.
Yeah, on Twitter.
Okay, so I have time for last 2 questions on Judgmental. I will ask because we haven't seen Rajkumar and you promote the film so much. So I mean,
because he's shooting.
Okay.
He's shooting outdoor in Allahabad or Amritsar somewhere, and I spoke to him yesterday because we are having a screening. I'm having a screening for my family today.
Yes.
So I'm like, where are you? And he's like, I'm in outdoor. I said, okay. So
but is he coming back this week for the release? Or
I think he's coming on the 28th. We were supposed to be releasing first on 21st June.
Yes.
That is how our dates were allotted.
Yes.
and that's why I had to simultaneously finish Panga, because these were not the release dates. Original release date was 21st June. And that's how everyone is just, you know, so that's why we're not, it's not that we have fought. No, I don't think Raj will entertain me if I want to fight with him. If I go in the morning like, hey you, he's like, shut up, sit
Not
back.
me.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I don't think anybody can fight with Raj. He's so cool and he will not entertain anybody fighting.
Okay,
He
so
will say, you win.
Yeah.
Sit, you win.
So, you know, you and Rajkumar have come back in the second film the same way. You also said there might be a Tanu Weds Manu 3. So, is that final happening, not happening? Because that is like one of the most loved character of yours.
Oh yeah, Datto,
Yes.
right? Yeah, that will be great. If that happens, Himanshu Sharma, जो हमारे writer हैं, he has to now, you know, we are very keen. We as a team are very keen.
But there is some thought in the pipeline.
Yeah, thought is Himanshu has to come up with the thought. We are just waiting if some thought comes.
And everybody, I think, on the how much ever I read on Twitter or social media, they say that now the baby has to come in the middle, because you have shown post marriage how both of you were Madhavan and you. Now the third installment needs to have a baby. That's a good thought.
That's a good thought, but Himanshu had a thought that he will, like, Tanu will have like a you know, like a different race baby. Like, and everyone will be confused. But whose baby is that? That was actually the thought, and I'm like, what? So yeah,
so I'm not far enough. People are not far. There will be some baby.
So that is the last, and I'm like, oh, okay. So let's see where that goes.
Thank you so much, Kangana, for talking to us.
Thank you,
It was a
darling.
pleasure.
Always
Thank you.
fun.